Hey guys, it's Agnes here, and today on It's So Fluffy, I am doing a how I edit my Instagram pictures. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big like. Also, comment down below if you have any questions for me or just if you want to say hi. And lastly, please subscribe to my channel. I'm like this close to 200 subscribers, and I would just love it if we could hit 200 subscribers, maybe 252 before the new year. I know that's pushing it, but I know we can reach to 200, so let's do it. Alright, let's just get on with the video. So, the first thing I do when I am editing a picture is obviously I have to pick out the picture. So now that I have chosen my photo, I am basically just going to use 3 different apps. So the first app that I use is ViscoCam, and ViscoCam is just mainly for a filter. Then I use Snapseed, and Snapseed is where I do most of my editing. Snapseed has this really amazing tool called the selective tool, and you can focus on certain areas. So if you don't want to expose your whole picture, you can only up the exposure on certain parts. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to find the picture, because now that I have my new camera, I've been taking a lot of photos, so I'm just trying to figure out which one is which. And so I finally settled on this one, and it's just my brothers and my grandpa. So again, I'm going to use the selective tool, and first I'm going to focus on the background. So for me, I don't really like to have a lot of creams. I just think they make the picture look very yellow. So what I'm doing right here is I am upping the brightness and downing the saturation, and that'll make the creams look a lot more white. I'd love for the attention to be drawn into the foreground, which is obviously the most important part of a picture. So I don't want the backs to take away, and just by making the backgrounds wider, it makes it seem more professional in my opinion. And what you see me doing with the red is those red circles indicate how much of the area is being affected by this effect. So that's something that I really love about Snapseed, is you get to focus on certain areas. You don't have to do it to the whole image, because you don't want the whole image to be white. So I'm just continuing to do this throughout the background, and I think that's all I'm going to do for that. Now I'm going to move on to my brother's jacket. Similar to my whites, I like them to be very white. I like my blacks to be very black. So those are two sides of the scales that should be very prominent. It shouldn't look gray. It should be black. So that's what I'm doing. I'm making sure that it's black, focusing only on the jacket and making sure that it's not reaching to their faces or anything like that. And speaking of faces, those are the most important parts of the picture. So I am going to brighten those. And again, with the selective tool, I'm just going to focus on their faces and up the brightness, maybe up the saturation also. And I'm just going to do that to everybody's faces. Okay, so now that I have the faces done, what you see there is that you can press on the image and it can show you how it was before and after, so that you can see the improvement. So I'm just checking to see if I like it, and I also like my greens to pop, so I'm going to up the saturation and the brightness of the tree, and I think that's good enough for me on this picture in Snapseed. So after Snapseed, I generally will go into another app, which is called ViscoCam. And ViscoCam allows you to add filters onto your images. I don't really use a lot of filters. The one that I use the most would probably be C1, and that's just what I'm using right here. The thing about C1 though is that once you press it, it's very, very pigmented. So I would never post a picture like that. I think that's just way too much. So I'll probably take it down, and it'll be anywhere from 2 to 4. I've never really gone up to 5, but some pictures could possibly be a 5. And in this case, I think I'm just going to leave it on the lower end of the spectrum just because this picture was already pretty good quality. I just wanted to make sure that it matched my themes, which is why I'm going through this whole process. And I don't really use ViscoCam for anything else. I may up the exposure or down it. It just depends on how I'm feeling that particular day. And this picture, like I said, I already was pretty pleased with. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do. And I will save this. And then I'll move on to my next app, which is Afterlight. Now, I don't really use Afterlight, but I paid for it. So I'm going to show you how to use it. And for me, I use Afterlight for sparse last minute things. Like if I can't do it on ViscoCam or I can't do it on Snapseed, I will do it here. And I just like to fiddle with things. You never know. I'm not perfect at this. I'm not an A1 photographer. It's just how I feel at the moment. I really love moody photos, so if there's blues in there, I'll try to make those pop. And that's pretty much it. That's all I really have for when I'm editing photos. And you can just watch what I'm doing, because I don't even remember what I did. But yeah, this is just what I'm doing in Afterlight. And they're very little. I don't do too many major edits. So these are just very little edits. So now that I'm done with the picture, I will save it again. I will not post any of the pictures from an app onto my Instagram. And this is the final photo.
So that is it for this video, guys. I really hoped you like it, and if you did, then you should probably go follow me on my Instagram. Truth be told though, that my personal Instagram is a lot less themed wise. If you want to see like how I theme everything, a lot of those pictures are on my photography Instagram now that I have my new Canon. I'm going to talk about this a lot. I have a new photography Instagram just because I am really getting into photography. I want that to be a side project for me to learn how to get better at that. So definitely go follow those. They will be linked down below. Lastly, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Please let me know if you have any questions, because I know I can ramble and sometimes I don't always give the best advice. But if you have questions here or there, I know you couldn't really see what I was doing because you weren't really there, and I can do a more elaborate video too if you want me to also. So yes, like I said, this is me rambling again, but if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, comment down below any questions you have, and lastly subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.